Do you remember when you were young and your parents used to say to you, screaming out the back door, "Now play fair"? I had 3 older brothers and a younger sister, and I often heard that, "Play fair." And play fair can work as a parenting principle because you have to argue over who's on whose team in sports and kickball and what TV program you're going to watch, because when I was a kid, there was only one TV in the house. How many remember that? So we had to figure this out. But the rule to play fair, though it can work as a child and as you raise kids, it is devastating to a marriage. Because to play fair means you treat them good when they treat you good, but you treat them bad when they treat you bad. Is that not fair? Good for good, bad for bad? That's what playing fair is all about. So it can work with kids and parenting, but it is devastating to a marriage. It is devastating to a dating relationship. It is devastating to a friendship. So this series of sermons I'm going to do this week and next week, there's more to marriage than love. This has to do with not just being married. This has to do with importance about relationships and about problems. And I'm doing premarital counseling to those of you that are not married, that want to get married. I'm doing a little tune-up to those of you that are married. And I want you to listen to me about this, because when marriages run into little difficulties and conflicts, you need to know not to play fair, but to rise above the problem, and don't give your spouse what they deserve. You give them what they need. And what they need is a good dose of grace. And it's not easy to always do that, but it's very important. I taught my kids at a young age that life is about solving problems. And if you figure out that's how God set up the earth after sin, you're going to do really well in life. No one gets paid in this world without solving problems. Teachers solve education problems, lawyers solve legal problems, pastors solve spiritual problems, some of you solve accounting problems, some of you solve counseling problems. Everyone gets paid. Medical problems. Everyone gets paid by solving problems. But then you have people, young people that are a little foolish, saying, "I can't wait till I have a problem-free life. I can't wait till I have a problem-free marriage." There is no such thing. There is no such thing. And the best thing about marriage is finding out someone who can help you solve problems in life. When you're having an argument with your kids, you tell your kids, "Kids, Mommy and Daddy are having a disagreement. Go to your rooms. Kids, Mom and Dad have to resolve a problem. Go outside." You know you can do that, right? Parents, you can do that. You don't argue in the bedroom. You tell your kids, we have to resolve it. Now, don't lie to your kids so they grow up and think, "My parents never fought, and this woman always fights with me, so I'm divorcing her." Let your kids know problems are a part of marriage, and what you do is you don't scream, but you resolve them. Some parents don't want their kids to ever know that there's any issues or problems or sex or anything in a marriage. It's downright fantasy land. Let your kids have a little, reality about this. So when they grow up, they're not out of touch with the real world. And so this husband and wife woke up, and the wife's curling her hair, and the husband goes over to the desk, and he's writing something, and he says to his wife, "Honey, how do you spell Mississippi?" And she says back, "The state or the river?" And he starts laughing. And she says, "Are you laughing at me? You think I'm stupid?" No, you can't say that when you're married, Glenda. You think I'm stupid. They just got up. They're getting dressed. They haven't had breakfast. The blood sugar is still low. How many know most murders are committed in the world when blood sugar is at its lowest? It's before breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight. What should he do? Well, they're in the bedroom. She's mad. The river. You say, honey, let's step outside. Let's go in the hallway. Now, honey, I did not mean to say or imply any stupidity with my laugh. My laugh came out at the wrong time. I'm sorry that I hurt. And don't say you, just point. I'm sorry that I hurt. And it just caught me a little funny, caught me funny at the wrong time. I know you were serious when you said the river or the state, but I'll go look it up on my iPhone. Siri, how do you spell Mississippi? That's how you deal with bedroom solitude. Number one, attack the problem. Define the problem, not the person. And then number two, bedroom solitude. Argue anywhere in the house. All right? Try not to argue in front of your kids. Send them to their room. But don't argue in the bedroom. You know, my wife and I honor our bedroom so much. This is not a biblical principle. We don't even have a TV in our bedroom. We will let no TV in our bedroom that will distract us from one another. Now, that's just us. It's not the 11th commandment, all right? I'm not saying that. You may have a TV, and that's fine. But for us, the bedroom is so important. It's so important. Now, one of the things that my wife and I, when we do premarital counseling, and this is a refresher for Matt and Sammy Gambardella, because we taught them these principles, but when you have a problem in a marriage that needs to be resolved, one of the ways to throw water on the spark and not gasoline on the spark is to never use the word you when you're trying to resolve a conflict. So you don't say, you idiot, you always. You're just like your father. You're just like your mother. One of the ways to resolve conflict is for you both to agree to never use the word you, because you is gasoline. All right? Now let's say we just come from the Super Bowl last month. Let's use this as an analogy. Let's say that a husband goes out and he comes home 3 days before the Super Bowl. He goes, honey, I just saved us $1,500. She goes, oh boy, what did you buy? I bought an 82-inch Samsung LED for the Super Bowl, and it was $4,500. I got it for $3,000. I saved us $1,500. And she says, what? Why are you so selfish? Don't you ever consider me? What about the kids? It's always about you. We haven't even paid off our Christmas card. What's the mistake she's making? You. And this is where things usually blow up. Now let me ask you. Let's see how you are. Define the problem. Define the problem. It is not money. It is discussion and communication. He broke the third rule of marriage from Genesis 2. I preached on this a few years back. The law of priority, the law of pursuit, the law of possession, and the law of purity. The law of possession goes like this. You do not possess your body, I possess it. I do not possess my body, you possess it. And together we co-own, co-administrate this marriage and this family. We do not make decisions independent because you don't own your wallet. I own it, and I don't own your wallet. You with me? He did not discuss the co-administration of a major purchase. Now, in this church, with me in the relationship with the board says, Pastor, you can spend up to $500 without our permission, all right? But anything over $500, please run it by the board first. And so that's what we have. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have something like that in a marriage. Good. You have to agree by this. Now, with my wife and I, it's usually a couple $100. But if she has $1,000 in the bank and wants to go buy a $900 purse, she can go do that. It's her money. But if she wants Big Daddy to chip in, she better tell me. But if it's all her money and she's been saving, and usually her savings account's bigger than mine, how many know it's a little different? But we can talk. We talk about that. This is the problem. What she should have said is, honey, I feel really hurt with the decision to purchase the 82-inch TV without first checking with me. I thought we talked about our finances after Christmas, and that we probably spent too much on Christmas with our kids. Now, it makes me feel insecure, hurt, and unloved that we did not discuss the television purchase. Thank you for tuning in today. We're so glad that you did. We're located at 1325 Watertown Avenue in Waterbury, Connecticut. Every Sunday morning we worship together at 10:30 at Evangelical Christian Church. We'd love to have you join us. God bless you.